Hello, awesome people. Welcome to VP's Wealth Radio Show. This is Vijay Prakash, author of Amazon #1 best-selling book, Slumdog Investor. So, how do you become more influential? You become more influential when you know more. And how will you know more? When you read more, when you watch more videos, when you listen to a lot of audiobooks, and you know more than others. This is when you become influential. So, as I said, the way to become influential is to read and to watch. And another fastest way to kind of become more influential by consuming content fast is the movies. Okay. So, in this today's segment, what I'm going to cover is which are those 10 movies which every entrepreneur or every aspiring entrepreneur must watch. So, what I want you to do is after watching this video, leave your comment in the comment section that out of these 10 movies, how many movies you have already watched. Okay. So you can also leave your learnings from those movies, or you want to highlight any point about that movie uh, when you leave the content. So let's get started. So the first movie in the list is Shawshank Redemption. And this is a great movie in terms of friendship of two people. One of them is a Morgan Freeman and Tim Robbins, and both of them are imprisoned. And the major lesson what you are going to learn in this movie is about the perseverance. You know, the long-term thinking, the long-term planning. So if you have not watched this movie, then this is a must-watch for every entrepreneur, because this is one movie which has a lasting impression on me. And if you really ask me which is my favorite movie, I mean, Shawshank Redemption is the one. Okay, so that's the first in the list. And there is a lot of learning which you are going to get when you watch this movie. Absolutely original masterpiece. Number two in the list is the movie called The Founder. The Founder is the story of Ray Kroc, who is kind of you can say responsible for the massive expansion of the McDonald's. Okay, for your information, there were two brothers who actually created this brand called a McDonald, but taking that to people and making it a name and making it a most popular food chain across the world, the credit goes to Ray Kroc. And the great lesson to learn from this movie is it is not about creating the product. You know, it is about when you have that product, how do you think in terms of a business, a sellable business, and the scalability. So I'll not get into the detail. You can go and watch this movie. And a lot of people, the great learning out of this is Ray Kroc started at the age of 54. A lot of people talk about I don't have time in life. I mean, it's a classic example. Ray Kroc started at the age of 54, and then from there he has taken the McDonald where it is. Okay. The third in the list is a movie called as my. This is also my personal favorite, which is called as the name of the movie is Erin Berkovich. Right. It's a story of an unemployed single mother who, with the help of a lawyer, works as a legal assistant, and single-handedly, you know, she brings down the California Power Company, which was accused of polluting the water supply of the city, and due to which, you know, a lot of people were suffering because of the health issues. You know, so brilliant movie, brilliant acting by Julia Roberts, and it. I can tell you this movie is again worth watching. Now, number four, I mean, each of these are my personal favorite, and I go back to this movie again and again. And every time when you watch this movie, you know, you are going to get some new lesson. Okay. So the Pirates of the Silicon Valley, it is again a very well crafted movie, and it's about the rivalry of Microsoft and Apple. And what this movie tells is that though a lot of people know that Bill Gates is somebody who stole the operating system from Apple, from Steve Jobs, but when you go into actual story, you get to know that the brain drain in the company was the idea of Steve Jobs, right? So this movie portrayed that both of them were actually a pirate. And there's a very famous quote which comes from this movie is, the success is a menace. It fools smart people into thinking they cannot lose, right? I mean, Steve Jobs got Bill Gates thinking that he won't be able to harm him at all, and then he became one of the biggest enemy of Bill Gates and also a friend as well, right? So great movie, Pirates of Silicon Valley. If you haven't watched it, it's again a must watch. A lot of learnings. Now this is again a very very heart touching movie. I'm sure a lot of you would have watched it, but maybe you can go and revisit again, right? Now this is a biography of the Chris Gardner, and this movie is very very thrilling and gives you a lot of goosebumps, right? And the struggle what Chris Gardner has gone through being a salesman who did not know how to get a kind of a bread and butter for the next day. A very very gripping movie, very very powerful movie. And there is a great line which I remember from this movie, which says, "The world is your oyster. It's up to you to find the pearls." Beautiful, well crafted movie, and the acting of Will Smith is just amazing. If you have not watched it, then definitely you should watch this movie, The Pursuit of Happiness. Okay. Coming to number 6, the Joy is again the story of the title character Joy. She's the one who kind of created an automatic mop. You watch this movie and you will get to know. And uh, somebody who has got an original idea, and until you are not famous and your product is not selling, you know people don't care. But the moment you start selling your products, people are definitely going to go around you. So how do you build that protection plan around your product, around your services, since beginning, right? So Joy is a very very powerful woman, and she helps a lot of startups still. And now she has created a kind of a family dynasty. So again, a excellent acting by the Jennifer Lawrence, and this is again a movie worth watching. Okay, let's move on to number 7. So this is none other than the movie called as the Social Networking, right? How Mark Zuckerberg created social networking Facebook, I mean, which has become the one of the biggest success of all time. And then he also being sued by the twin brothers. That's what this movie talks about. And they claimed that he actually stole their ideas, right? And later he had to pay them also to settle this particular case. So again, if you have not watched the Network, then I think it's a time for you to watch. Now, the number 8 is a movie of a Brad Pitt, which is Moneyball. This movie is about the Oakland Athletics team, where and about his manager Billy Beans. It's again a true story in which the team was like an underdog, and every player were being bought with the money from that team, and they were moving out of the team. So it was a kind of a very very innovative solution with which the manager Billy Beans comes up with, that how do they ensure that he creates a team. At the same time, the people outside should not be able to buy the team with the money, right? So I mean, great movie for entrepreneurs to think and beat competition. And there is a great tagline from this movie which says, "When your enemy is making mistakes, don't interrupt him." Okay, so again this movie is worth watching. Now this is again my personal favorite, being somebody from a stock market. working in the field of investing. This is another personal favorite of mine, which is called The Big Short. Okay, the term short stands for stock market, where you go and sell something before buying it, right? So this movie basically portrays some of the wrong financial practices which were picked up during the subprime crisis in 2008. It talks about a concept called as a COD. How do they create those COD? By the way, I have a plan to do a video on the 2008 subprime crisis very soon. I'll do it and I will cover their COD in great detail. So this movie portrays that the group of investor bet against the trend in US. The bet against the trend in the mortgage market, and they figured out that how the system is flawed and which is corrupting the market. So again, an amazing movie, my personal favorite, because I come from this stock market background, and it is again going to give you a lot of goosebump. And each of the movie which I'm recommending, after you watch this movie, my friend, you can again come back to this video and comment. You won't be the same person. Okay. And that brings me to movie number 10. I'm sure it's a very, very popular movie, The Wolf of Wall Street. It is a kind of a true story of Jordan Belfort. His rise as a very, very wealthy stockbroker, and his wrongdoing, right? Being involved in the crimes and the corruption and the federal offense, right? But then this guy, after clearing all his wrongdoings, and going to jail and coming out, now he's a speaker, and he has a system called as I think Jordan Belfort sales persuasion system, which is again an amazing course to go through. So if you are somebody in sales and you are afraid and you don't have that attitude what it takes, this movie is worth watching, because there is a lot to learn from Leonardo about attitude in this movie. Okay, so great. So if you are visiting this channel for the very first time and you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, press the bell icon so that you get the notification when I post a new video. Another new thing what we have started is the Hindi content on this channel. There is a separate Hindi playlist. If you're somebody who is interested in Hindi content, we have that content on this channel as well. We post this content on Saturday and Sunday, so you can check those content on Saturday and Sunday. So this is all I wanted to talk to you today. Hope being a super achiever day, this is something which will help you become a super achiever. So thank you so much for listening to me. This is all I wanted to talk to you today. I'll come back to you with another video tomorrow.